They call them the Daughters of the Emperor. Warriors wrapped in faith and fire, their hymns echoing across battlefields louder than bolter fire. To the Imperium, they are saints made flesh, living proof that devotion can become a weapon. But behind the purity seals and burning eyes lies a truth the ecclesiarchy will never speak aloud. The life of a battle sister is not one of glory. It is one of sacrifice, obedience, and the slow death of the self in service to something far greater. Her story begins in silence. An orphan child, taken to the Schola Progenium, raised not by parents, but by doctrine. The sisters who train her teach no softness, no comfort. She learns the catechisms of faith before she even learns her own name. She is told that the Emperor loves her, but his love is not gentle. It demands absolute perfection. Every error is a sign. Every doubt is weakness. Every tear is a failure. And so, she learns to stop crying. She learns to pray until her voice breaks. She learns that pain is purity and that suffering is holy. By the time she is grown, she no longer remembers the sound of laughter. She only remembers hymns, only orders, only the roar of the organ and the crack of the whip that drives her faith ever forward. When she takes her vows, she sheds her name. The woman she once was, that frightened child, dies on the altar. In her place stands a sister of battle, armored in ceramite and conviction. She no longer belongs to herself. Her will is the Emperor's. Her voice is his. Her heart is his weapon. When the command comes, she marches without question. When the trumpet of war calls, she kills without hesitation. Two outsiders, the Adepta Sororitas, are zealots. To the faithful, they are angels. Tutem selbis, they are both, and they are neither. The battlefield is her cathedral. Smoke is her incense. The screams of the dying are her choir. Every shot fired is a prayer. Every step forward, a hymn. She fights not for victory, but for penance, for the sin of being born human in a galaxy that demands gods. When she kneels beside the fallen, she does not weep. Instead, she presses a bloodied rosary into their hands and whispers, "The Emperor receives your soul." Then she rises, reloads her weapon, and keeps moving. Because to stop is to feel, and to feel is to falter. Among her order, there are no families, no friendships, only sisters bound by a shared, unbreakable devotion. They sleep in cold cells, eat in silence, and wake to the sound of bells marking another day of service. There is comfort in that order, a rhythm that keeps the chaos of the galaxy at bay. Yet sometimes, in the still, quiet hours between battles, a whisper surfaces in her mind. A memory, a face, a name long forgotten. She silences it with prayer. I am his servant. I am his wrath. I am not my own bad deep Doan. In the quiet corner of her soul the Emperor never sees. She still remembers what it meant to be human. Faith is not peace. It is a constant struggle, a war fought within every moment of belief. She believes the Emperor watches her, even when no one else does. She believes every drop of her blood spilled is a sacred offering. She believes that the fires consuming the heretic, purifying the galaxy. And yet, as she watches entire cities burn, as she hears children cry out in the flames, a small, forbidden thought takes root. If he is love, why must it hurt so much to serve him? She buries the thought. She burns it away with another prayer. Because in the Imperium, doubt is heresy, and heresy must die. There are many orders within the Adeptus, the Order of our Martyred Lady, whose sorrow fuels their fury. The Order of the Bloody Rose, whose anger burns like divine fire. The Order of the Ebon Chalice, scholars of faith turned into warriors of flame. Each preaches purity. Each fights in his name. Each carries a burden too heavy for mortals, and yet they endure. Because endurance is all that remains when faith turns to stone. In the heart of war, a sister feels no fear. Her armor cracks, her flesh bleeds, but her soul remains unbroken. Bolter in hand, she strides through ruin, her voice a thunder of prayer. By the blood of martyrs, we are made pure. The enemy calls her a fanatic, but the heretic does not understand. She is not fighting for victory. She is fighting so that the Emperor's light, however dim it may be, does not fade entirely from the galaxy, even if she must become that light's last ember. When the war is done, when the banners are raised and the ashes settle, she does not celebrate. There are no songs for the sisters who die nameless in the Emperor's wars. Their reward is silence, and the knowledge that tomorrow another world will burn. At night, she kneels in her cell, her armor still stained with the blood of her enemies. Her hands tremble as she prays, "Emperor, I have done your will. If I have failed, strike Medun. If I have pleased you, let me serve again." She waits for an answer. Tereis nonne. There never is. Faith, she has learned, is not about hearing the Emperor. It is about serving him even when he is silent. In time, age comes for even the most faithful. Her hair turns gray beneath her helm. Her hands, once steady, now shake. But still, she marches. Because to stop serving is to admit she has nothing else left. One day, she will fall in battle. Her bolter empty, her blade broken. Her sisters will gather her remains, burn her body and whisper that she is with him now. And maybe she is. Or maybe she is just another candle, burned down to nothing in a vast cathedral of endless war. But in that final breath, as her vision fades and the noise of the world becomes silence, she will feel peace. Because at last, she will have nothing left to give. And that is the untold life of a battle sister. A life of obedience, sacrifice, and unshakable faith. A soul that burned so brightly that others might believe the fire still mattered. She is not remembered. She does not need to be. Because in the Imperium of Man, the only immortality is duty. In the grim darkness of the far future, even faith is a weapon, and every weapon must eventually burn. Thanks for watching. If you want to explore more of the hidden stories of the 41st millennium, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.